So, this is the advice given to women if they suspect a police officer is dodgy. Shouting to a passerby, run to a house, knock on a door, and this one made me laugh, flag down a bus. I mean, have you ever tried flagging down a bus at a bus stop? Even if the bus driver sees you running for the bus, I actually think some derive a little pleasure in just driving off just before you get there. So why do you think they're going to stop if they see a woman in handcuffs running away from a police car? Does this also apply to men? Well, that'll go down well, won't it? Or alternatively, you could call 999 if they haven't confiscated your phone. Now, a series of tweets from the Met advising women on how to be streetwise was published yesterday. This is how you're supposed to confront an officer of the law. Where are your colleagues? Where have you come from? Why are you here? Exactly why are you stopping or talking to me? All right, so let me quote you something from the North Yorkshire Police Commissioner, Philip Aylott. This was later, of course, retracted. So women, first of all, need to be streetwise about when they can be arrested and when they can't be arrested. Perhaps women need to consider in terms of the legal process to just learn a bit about that legal process. What? No. Hang on a minute. So Cressida Dick and her force are suggesting that the women take the burden of responsibility when actually what we all want to know is how did a man who is identified as a suspect in an indecent exposure case become a police officer? And when his colleagues nickname him the rapist because of the way he behaves towards the female officers and he has a drug habit which is an open secret, I can think of no other office, actually, or work environment where this could be acceptable. So how come he is allowed to carry on? Why wasn't he fired? The warning signs couldn't have been louder. Only 3 days before Wayne Couzens abducted Sarah, he had exposed himself at a McDonald's drive-through. Staff reported him to the police and he was identified by his car from the CCTV footage. So Tom Windsor, the Chief Inspector of Constabulary, confirmed Couzens' rapist nickname and that he is aware of the drug abuse, extreme porn and other offences committed. You've got to ask yourself, why should we trust the police if they're willing to let that go unchallenged within their ranks? If you or I did that, we'd be arrested. So what does that tell you about the selection process for becoming a police officer and the calibre of the force? And they wonder why we're struggling, firstly, to come to terms with what has happened to Sarah Everard and why many of us, in particular women, are fast losing confidence in them. I mean, I actually want to say good things about the police because my personal experience with them hasn't actually been all that bad, although don't get me started on the Crown Prosecution Service. But basic errors in vetting and whistleblowing allowed a serial flasher with a taste for brutal porn to go on a premeditated mission to kidnap, rape, kill and then burn his victim, abusing his position of trust as a police officer. So how can we trust the police?